Hey everybody, what's up? It's Tipping the Scales. I'm Shea Dawson.
I'm Tyneeha Rivers. Welcome back, guys.
Hey everybody.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Oh
Wait a
my
minute.
God, Martin. I
No,
miss Martin.
no, I wasn't even thinking about Martin. I was thinking about that commercial. I can't remember. Was it a beer
Oh yeah.
commercial? And it's like,
What's
what's
that?
that?
I remember that too. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Martin.
I'm the man.
I'm loving the hair today.
Thank
You're
you.
you're like giving me like Erica Badu vibes.
I have a lot of shrinkage too. My hair it usually is like nice and coily, but I took my braids out for those who can't see.
Yeah,
So I
it's
have
like
this
nice
huge
and full and fluffy
puff.
and just beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. And I love your curls too, so we're kind of twins today.
Hey, twinnies.
Hey.
Hey. So, are you ready for our episode tonight? I'm super excited.
I'm super excited.
I feel like it's like a little juicy topic.
It is juicy. And I haven't actually thought about this in a long time. So I'm excited to unpack it with you in real time.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, look, fun fact, you've been booed up for quite some time. So,
Ooh, I'm booed up. Yep, I have. So, and I love it.
yeah. So, tonight we are talking about can you transition from potentially in the past, like in the past when you were in a relationship or when you were in an intimate relationship, can you go from that to just being like, hey, what's up, Shay? We're buddies now. Yeah.
Are you asking me or are we
Well,
just
I'm telling our listeners that's what's
okay?
that's what's going down tonight.
That's what's going down. That's what's
And
going
then,
down.
but look, I feel like you want to jump right in. I think you like this topic. So let's start with a question for you. I'm like, what are your
Man.
overall thoughts?
So I don't think it's black and white. I don't think it's like a yes or a no. I think it's a circumstantial situation.
Yeah.
But I also think friends is too matter of fact. Like I think you can be acquaintances because I don't see you getting invited to my wedding or, you know what I mean? Like us hanging out. Like we can text and, like, oh, Shay, this reminded me of you, basketball wise, or like, you said this quote to me once. Now I like understand it, stuff like that. But, like regular contact, I'm not really into that. But like if you want to reach out every now and then, if you got something to say or whatever, then
so
I'm cool with that.
basically you're saying it really depends on how you define a friend. But I can tell you right now
Yeah, tell me what you got.
Because you know me, you're a lot more flexible than I am for sure.
I know. I am a lot more flexible than a lot of people.
Which is probably why you have a man and I don't. I mean, let's just be real about it.
No.
So I look, my thing is
now Feast might not agree with me. He might be completely out.
We gotta definitely get his opinion because I'm curious to where he lands on this. But I am here's how I feel.
Okay.
You've ever been intimate with someone, it's never going to be, especially if I'm with you, I'm never going to be okay with you. Like, yeah, that's my homie. She coming over. We're just chilling, watching a game. Like,
oh no,
we're not because you know what? I brought this up because I remember some guy I was talking to. We weren't really dating. He was just interested. And after the first conversation, I was like, I'm done. Because he talked about how he's like best friends with his ex-wife. So I said, okay, well, I can understand if you have children, you should be very, it's important to be able to show some consistency to your children and, give them some sense of normalcy when you guys work together. So I can understand like doing dinners and stuff. Like I totally get that. And he was like, well, he's like, not really, because my kids are like in their mid 20s and, we just still hang out and we're just buddies. I was like, oh, I was like, oh, wow. I would never be okay with that. And he went on, and this would really made me think about like this is something we should definitely explore because he went on to say that his previous relationship he tried it out, and the woman that he was dating was just not okay with it.
She couldn't handle it.
She was like, he said in the beginning, she said it was okay, but I think old girl probably saw how serious it was and how so much they were connected. Like, why don't you just guys be together? Like, why don't you just be together?
Really? Because that's very interesting that they're besties. And it's like, Did you ever ask them why he was best friends with his ex?
Yeah, he
Was it
said
a codependency thing? Because sometimes that's a thing.
yeah, for sure. So he said that he just realized that they were never good as a couple, but they vibed as friends and they just wanted to be homies after they got, divorced. That
No,
they
no, that's no dice for me. I'm sorry.
homies.
I can't. No. Besties? No. With your ex?
No.
Absolutely not. There's no way.
Cordial, respectful, especially
Cord
when you have
That's what I
children.
said. What is a friend? Because
Yeah.
my exes aren't I wouldn't consider my exes my friend. They're people that I recognize, that
Say hello.
some I respect, some I don't, but I
Yeah.
still would give them the time of day to say, "Oh, how are you? How's everything? I hope you're well." You know what I mean? But some are like, we were really close,
Yeah.
and, if they were sick and needed, food or needed money or a donation
Same
or whatever
here.
the case may be, of course, I'm
Same
gonna
here.
I'm gonna help them.
Yeah.
But if it comes to like, I broke up with my girlfriend, no, you need to get a friend for that. That ain't me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not helping on that front. I'm not doing kind of any of those extra things.
Yeah.
But human decency and like, a couple chats here and there during Final Four, because obviously most of my exes love basketball, have played basketball or around basketball in some sense. So, you know, I don't mind having a little fun there, but
Yeah.
you know.
I agree because I might get a text from an ex like, "Oh, Mikhail's killing it, doing a good job," and I'll say, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, he's doing," like, just it's
You know what I
quick.
mean?
It's nothing serious. It's just like,
Right.
yeah. Or if I had an ex before who was looking to transition into another job, and I knew someone in my network
Yep.
that he knew, he was like, "Hey, do you mind making a connection?" Absolutely. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, things
Yeah.
like that is different, but like we're homies, we're going out to eat. I mean, he was like, "Oh yeah, we go out to eat, we go to the movie." Like he's like, "That's like my best friend." I was like,
Yeah.
I don't really know about that." So curious if you ask anyone, have you asked anyone else? Like, have you, because I've done a poll on just some folks that I was talking to, and I'm curious to see if you had asked anyone else.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Some people
okay,
said it depends on how it ended.
okay.
And I think a lot of people too, they didn't define the friend part either. They were like,
Mm. Mhm.
I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
do you think you can be do you think you can be exes with, do you think you can be friends with your exes?" And they were like, "Yeah, it depends on how it ended." But it was a very generic, like, yeah, and they didn't go deep into it. And then
Mhm.
when I started asking more questions, and they were like, "Wait, hold on. What do you mean by friends?" And then it went deeper and deeper. So on the surface level, I think people, they believe that they can, if it's just maintaining contact, here and there about like very just like childish things. But when it comes to like support and, you know what I mean, like phone calls and stuff like that, I think people are off that. And then someone else said, absolutely not. I want to erase them from my memory
Oh
at
wow.
all costs.
Oh wow.
Exes don't have any place in my future. And
Oh
that was that. And everyone else was pretty much the same. I believe you can be friends, but this particular person said they want nothing to do. Once it's over, it's over. How do you feel
wow.
about that?
Yeah, curious if those answers were specific to, like, was it specific to a gender or, he, she, they? Like, I was,
These were women.
okay.
These were all
Because I
women.
think sometimes that may vary, right?
Yeah.
So I asked just a few folks. It's funny. I was talking to my good friend,
Uh-huh.
and him and his wife were on the phone because they called me together. And I was like, oh, I gotta poll you guys. What do you think? And they both were a hard no, like, "I don't think so." And then I asked a few other folks that
Some
I
people are just
knew, all the women said no, and then 2, I would say, because I asked about 5 men, and all of the men said, potentially. It just depends on what the situation was. But no, none of the men that I asked, except for the one I was just telling you about, my good friend Brad. Shout out to Brad and his wife Eliza. Um,
shout
but
out to them.
but he was the only one who was like no, and who knows? Brad probably said that because Eliza was sitting right there. So I
Mhm.
probably should have
Right.
asked Brad. I should have polled Brad separately, um, but the other men were just like, depends, like maybe.
Right.
And they asked me, and I was just like, I don't think I could ever be comfortable with that. Like, I just don't know. Like, things happen. I just think you
My
may want to fall back to something that you've done in the past that maybe was great that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Besties, no. texting or whatever, I mean, I don't check my man's phone anyway, so I wouldn't know what he was doing. But at the same time, if he was like, "Yeah, I gotta go meet so and so," I'd be like, "Absolutely not. This is not the case."
Well,
Um, so,
well, I
but
love that.
me and Nafis are pretty open with each other, so I trust that if he was friends with an ex,
Yeah,
then it
he would
was a
tell.
good reason.
He would just tell
It
you.
would be a good reason. So
Yeah.
that say all like I'm like a big and bad. I'm not big and bad. If he had a valid reason, I'd be okay with it. So
Well, I mean, you brought up another interesting point too that kind of goes in line with our discussions today. You said, you don't go through your man's phone, right? So,
right.
one of my cousins, I won't say her name because I want to put her out there because she'll be like, "Oh my god, everyone knows it's me."
See?
She came over my house this weekend. We went out, we had a good time, and she was really feeling some guy that she was dating. She liked him a lot, actually.
Mhm.
She went through his phone.
Mm.
She saw a text message from some chick that had texted him. And he was like, "Oh, we're just friends, nothing serious." But
Yeah.
he got really mad and cut her
Yeah, I would
off
have too. Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
Like
That's
just
a violation.
cut her right off. And
Yeah.
she is so devastated by that she still has not gotten over him, but more importantly, she's just like, "What's the big deal? Like, you should have been honest." Because come to
No.
find out, she was like, this was some woman that he was dealing with, and I found out that he was still talking to her, and I don't understand why he just like wants to cut me off. Like, homeboy won't even pick up her phone call.
I don't do that either. I don't do you sneaking, going behind my back, going through my phone. If you wanna know something,
Just
ask
ask.
me, right? Like,
Yeah,
now I can see the other people saying, "Oh, what if they lie?" Then that's not the way you're gonna find out the truth. Because if they're lying, you have to find other means, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you need to, like, watch their behavior, you need to decide, like, I don't do the going through the phone. I don't
yeah,
want anyone going through my stuff.
yeah. It seems like it is a
You know what I'm
violation
saying?
of your
It's a
privacy.
violation. It's
Yeah,
yeah, I think and if you can't trust me, then we shouldn't be together. If you gotta go through my stuff, then that lets you know right there, we should
we're
not
not
be
meant for
together.
each other. Yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Um,
Because some stuff you're not gonna have context to, you're not gonna be able to understand it. It's not your life. I think that person is an individual. They deserve to live their lives individually, obviously
sure.
within a union. So it's not your phone, it's my phone. It's not like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In my
Yeah.
opinion. This is just my opinion. But I
Sure.
and your cousin obviously had the right to feel hurt and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I would have felt violated too, and it would have been a huge issue for me if somebody went through my phone.
Yeah.
I probably would be off them. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really? Which that's
Yes.
grounds for a dismissal? Not like a conversation to say, "Hey, don't ever do that again. That was very disrespectful. I don't appreciate you going through my stuff. Don't let it ever happen again."
Oh.
Wait, do you get like a final warning?
And there is a conversation. I'm not saying I'm gonna be done,
Yeah.
but now I'm gonna be like a little bit weary of you. Now I'm not gonna
Mm.
trust you. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I don't know. But I get why some people do go through this phone because people be lying.
People do
But if I've
lie.
showed you no reason, I'm doing everything. No, like I
Yeah.
trust Nafis. That man does everything I need him to do. I don't need to be going through his phone and touch his phone. That's his phone. He pays for his own phone. Like, no, like that's off
Yeah.
limits. Like, and it's the same. So I just think it's a respect thing,
So, I agree with you. I think I'm at a different.
which you don't have to.
I won't if I didn't.
Yeah, I know, I know,
I
I know you are.
but I do have to, I'm all about sharing and, being transparent, authentic during our conversations, which
Yes.
we committed to our listeners to be able, to do that. So right now, if you ask me the headspace I'm in today, look, I just think my tolerance is just not what it used to be.
Yeah.
So if I think it's something, I think, look, especially I can speak to women because I'm a woman. We have amazing intuition. And
Mm,
usually when your gut is telling you something, then it's normally right. Like, how many times can you go back if you had that feeling that maybe you were in a relationship and that person was not being faithful to you, or you had this feeling that something was happening with whatever the situation was? 9 times out of 10, you were right. And now you're just looking for validation to be able to support whatever this theory you have in your gut or your head or whatever in order for
mhm.
you to make a decision. So for
Correct.
me, I'm just going to really go by what, you know, you- my mom would say that the Bible says is you could tell someone by by their fruit. I'm so what that means to me is that I can tell by just how you treat me, how we're connecting, and
Yes.
all of that stuff, and make my determination from there. But I do have to say that there was a time where I did go through one of my ex's phone.
And you regretted it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was not
Yeah.
good, and he
Exactly.
was pissed. He was
Yeah.
just like, "Yo,
That shit was hot and you touched it, you got burned. See?
don't do
Don't
that."
touch yeah.
Yeah, and I think I felt like how my cousin feels today. Like, what's the like? So what if you don't have nothing to hide? Like, what's the big deal? Like, if you're not
Mhm.
hiding anything, I should be able to look. I mean, here, take my phone. You can look. You can. Here's my
Uh-huh.
code. Like, you look, I
That
look.
and that and I feel you, and I've been with a person who was cheating and being very secretive, and I did that same thing, and I did that because I knew they was lying, and I was trying to coerce them into, "See, look, I'm not doing anything," and I feel like when you gotta do that, you already know.
Yeah, you know.
When you're coercing and you're doing and you're selling the fact that, like, we shouldn't have secret or why you always put your phone on the table like this,
Or
yeah,
flag or down
y
like that.
yeah,
Or
like, down on the table like this,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, always
I
turning it
don't like
off.
that. I don't know. I still
I don't
don't.
like it either.
I just don't.
I don't like it either when I see all the time. But, like, that's why I love Nafis because, like, he don't be playing games. It just is. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
it's over there. It's over there. It's not like, where's you know what I mean? Like, there's people who make you feel comfortable. Just
Yeah.
they're just living. They're not being strategic and like there's just some people some guys that are just like, nah, bro. Like you're too careful with your phone. You're too, like the way you turn, the way like you're just doing too much that I don't trust. And
Yeah.
I will say,
Mhm.
I'm not against going through the phone if I'm out.
Okay.
If like
Talk
I
to me
have
more about
okay,
that.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Let's
So
let's
I
let's
said this
let's do a little deeper dive into that.
okay. If I'm gonna stay, I'm not going through your phone.
Okay.
If I know I'm gonna leave, meaning I just need a like I just need
Need
a
a little
last
push.
piece. I need a little piece of evidence to solidify what I know. Then I might just be like, there's no other way. I've tried to ask him. I know he's lying.
Mhm.
Um, and I just need to make sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go through the phone. Like I haven't done this, but I'm just thinking like the only way I could see myself going through someone's phone is if that was the last straw. I'm out.
Yeah.
Because I just think that that's you need, because if you go through the phone and you say, I went through your phone and I saw this, it still happened. So
Mm.
I'm just gonna be like, I went through your phone, admit all of that, and then we go through this whole argument and now we're back together. And now I gotta go through the whole same thing again because I don't
That
trust you.
happens. Yeah, I think that happens, and
Toxic.
especially
I'm not
when
doing that toxic cycle shit. Mm-mm.
yes, like
I'm not doing that.
I just don't have time for that now. So if I'm feeling something and I'm like, look, yeah, because you can tell by how someone treats you, right? Like,
Correct.
um, and look, if I'm feeling some type of way, I would just rather like, look, it's not working out. And I don't, it's not that I don't care because I do care. I'm a caring person.
Hmm.
And I say this all the time, and you know this about me when I love very hard.
Hmm.
And that's just who I am as a person. But at the same time, I just don't, I'm not going to go through any drama. Like at this
Yeah.
point in my life, mid 40s, I am good. You bring drama, you're not for me. And if, because I remember back when I was younger, I was dating some guy and girlfriend called me on the phone. She was like, "Hello, you dating so and so? Yes, he is my man." I'm like, and we were like arguing on the phone. Like I couldn't even imagine doing some crazy stuff like that
Me
today.
either.
You call me, you're like, "Oh, I'm dating so so." Okay, thank you for bringing that to my attention. Because if this chick got my phone number, then clearly there's more to the story. I don't even want to hear your version, bro. Let's just,
Yes.
yeah,
I see.
I'm
If a
done.
chick reaches out to me, I'll just delete it. I won't even respond.
Yeah, I'm time for that.
I just literally every message I've ever gotten from a female, I've never responded. Just delete.
Yeah, it's
There's
like,
no point in going back and forth. If you had evidence, send that shit through. I don't want to have a conversation with you. If you got the receipts, just send the receipts.
give
I'll
us the
make the decision.
receipts and then we'll go
Other
from
than that, I
there.
don't want to have a conversation with you. I'm sorry. Like I don't care what you did before me with him. I don't care what your synopsis is of him. It was a
Mhm.
different version, I'm sure, because each person is different once you're with them. So
Yeah.
I don't care about y'all past problems. I don't care about if he's texting you. Send the receipts and we'll move on. But other than that,
Okay.
I don't want to have a
Yeah.
conversation.
Okay. So I have another question that's top
Mhm.
of mind. but let's just make sure we recap where we landed
I
for our
love you.
folks. Well, I'm like an HR person, so
Recap.
I always got to do these recaps.
Insert text.
So,
Number
related
one.
to, so number one, where do we land? Is it a yes or no, or it depends if you were intimate or if you were in a previous relationship with someone? Can you go to bed? We're not just talking about, you know, acquaintances or hello, goodbye. Yeah, I'll help you. Like,
We're talking
well,
about best
friends.
friend,
Well,
right?
not best friends, but friends that, can you be friends? Like,
Like,
so
and does that mean hang out though? That's what I'm trying to say.
that may be an element of, I mean, friends, what's one of the basic needs of any relationship is communication, right? So if this is a friend, then the expectations that you guys are going to communicate, right? The frequency of that is yet to be determined, but there's going to be some level of conversing because you guys are friends. So I just want to make
Ugh,
sure
this is hard.
we land so we can give our listeners our advice. And listen, hit us up um on Insta, on the gram, if you have different, if you have, because I'm curious, if you guys feel differently, let us know.
Let
um
us know in the comments, please.
we want to know. But
Right.
so I'll tell you, I'm real crystal clear. Like, you can I don't have much of a great line. I try to sometimes, but not on this one. You were intimate, you were in a previous relationship. I'm not having my dude be friends with anyone that he was with.
Yeah. I think
Point
I think
point
you're
blank
right.
period.
I think you're right because I'm over here trying to delineate between what I just know you can't be friends. Like there's no hanging out. Like if we're in the same place together, we end up, we have friends of friends and we're in the same spot, that's different. But if we're like, hey, let's go for a bite, I don't see the reason to do that.
Okay. All right.
So
So you're probably a no, is what I'm hearing you say. Yes?
yeah, it has to be a no because associates, that's how I see it. And
Now,
we're not talking about that. So
I would say the only exception to that, because sometimes there's exceptions to every rule.
I think there are exceptions too.
But
Yeah.
my only exception is you have children.
Yeah.
So whoever that person is, whether it be an ex spouse or an ex-girlfriend or whoever this person is in your life, you
Yes.
have children with this person. I think it's imperative for you to have some level of a friendship with that person for the sake of your children. I'm not saying you guys are hanging out being besties alone, but I am saying that if there are dinners that you want to have at each other's house to with the children, you're going, let's say you want to take the kids to the movies for their birthday, then I think that would be I would be fine with that. Like, go with your
Mm,
I'm pro
mm,
for the children. So
hmm.
I will definitely get out of my feelings, even though I probably would be at home like, this what's going down in that movie
Okay. I'll
theater.
say this.
Yeah, I would say you could do stuff for the sake of your kids. That's just me.
I will say this.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Uh-oh. I think we have a difference in opinion.
I agree, but that person needs to have moved on. Like there cannot be like
Okay.
remnants of
Okay.
that person can't be hoping
That's
that like
fair.
one day we're in shambles and you're trying to get like I have to see a clear that
Yes.
you have moved on.
Fair.
For you to be going to movies and taking your kids on group Disney World trips and stuff like that without the person, I
Well,
need to know you've
yeah.
moved on.
So yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't know
I'm gonna be
about
at home while you guys are out
oh, wait,
gallivanting.
wait,
I
wait,
don't see that.
hold on.
I don't see that. I'm
Because I
sorry.
was
I
talking
just
about a 2-hour movie. But now since we transitioned to a trip to Disney World out of town on a flight,
I'm saying
yeah,
if they're
I'm
friends and they
there.
got kids,
Yeah, but look, I think
yeah,
okay,
I'm there
so
too.
yeah, so I'm there. That whoever it was, someone else they could bring their person, and we can all go. I don't care about that, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, let's
Yeah.
say it's like let's say you celebrate Christmas, and
Yeah.
it was always been your tradition for your children to, Santa comes and they open up their presents at 10 o'clock
Yeah.
a.m. on Christmas Day. I'm okay with the two of you guys being there, open up presents for your kids.
Me
Totally
too.
fine. So
Cool.
that's what I mean by that in terms
Great.
of a friendship, having
Okay.
some level of just respect for that person because you want to do it for the sake of your children. However, you put up a very important point, Shay, and I love you for it, is that in the event old girl is still like, I love him, I want to be back with him, I can't get over, like, we're gonna have to have a little bit more. of there's less flexibility with her
Yes, correct.
because she's just not over. So we would talk a little bit that situation is going to look a little bit
See,
differently.
it's hard.
Yeah, that's because a lot of it is yeah, we hate to hear those words. It
Mm,
depends, but a lot of it is based on it depends. But I do think overall the exception to that rule would be some level of friendship with someone who is a parent of your child.
and completely moved on. Mhm.
And yes, Shay.
If you're completely moved on, y'all can be friends. We can double date. That's cool, but you got to be moved on.
Okay,
So I'll say that.
okay,
I'll
fair.
say that.
I'll take that and completely moved on.
Yeah, if we
Check.
want to, quadruple it up, have great Christmases together. You're, you guys and us. I can do that. I can be,
Okay.
the 4-parent band. We're at the soccer game. Y'all sitting together. We're sitting together. We're
Yeah,
cheering.
we're good.
I can do that,
Love
but
that.
you
So
can't be
important.
single and ready to mingle. Talking about this, is my bestie, and
Yeah,
he's my husband. No,
fair enough. Okay. Next point we talked about is going through your significant other, your person's phone. Um,
Mhm.
so because I felt like we danced around that a little bit. We ended with if I'm about to be out the door, then I need fact check, and then I'm okay. So just curious, let's go back to that so we could just confirm where we landed. So I'm a no under no circumstances. You just
I'm
don't
a
go through.
hell no,
Yeah, you don't go through someone's
but
phone,
I'm human,
and it happens.
and it happens.
Yeah,
So
I get weak.
just know if it happens, if I go through your phone, it's probably gonna be over. If you go through mine, it's gonna be hard.
Do you forgive?
Obviously, if we're married, we gotta work through
We
some
got to
stuff.
work through
But
some stuff.
if we're in a relationship, then it's probably a done bun for me.
Okay, so let's say because we always like to play out these scenarios,
Yeah,
right? So let's say,
when I'm married, excuse me.
well, it's coming soon. So
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
speak it in existence. I'm good with that.
Yeah, soon,
And
soon.
you're engaged. So
Yeah.
okay. So I'm dating someone. Okay, let's just say this is a hypothetical,
Yep.
and it's been 3 months, and I come out of my nice luxurious shower, and I come out and I see oh boy with my phone in his hand, like going through my phone. Is that a so it's been 3 months. Do I cut him off at the knees and just say, "Look, I'm done. Like you're evading my privacy. I'm not okay with that," and move on? Or do we have a conversation and say, "Please don't ever do that again. Um, I- I'm not okay with it," and give the person a second chance. Where
I'm
you?
done.
Oh
I'm
wow,
done. I'm out.
really?
Because it's toxic.
Okay, that's fair.
It's toxic
Maybe
behavior.
maybe it's a sign of some jealousy and some insecurity there.
Insecurity. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
done.
that's
I'm
fair.
done. And like I said, I have been through a phone, and I learned my lesson, which is why I think I feel like that.
Yeah, I learned my
And I
lesson
didn't
too.
go through the phone, and I talked about this in maybe episode 1 or 2. I didn't go through the phone on purpose. They left the phone at the house, and, it was just staring me in the face.
He just was
Like,
calling you.
it was calling me, but I already had gut feelings that the person was unfaithful.
Sure.
But who I found out the person was unfaithful with was the best friend, who was a girl who he said was his best friend, and I believed, and I hung out with her when they were actually having relations,
That is not
and it
okay.
devastated me.
Yeah.
So, that also let me know too that I already knew, 1, I needed to not be with that person, and then 2, if you have to go through somebody's phone, it's probably over, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I did have insecurities then, so I'm also saying that from a place of, if I'm going through the phone, I have insecurities about that situation. So, that's why I say that. Like, if you have to go
Okay.
through someone's phone, it's already a red flag.
Okay.
Red flag, huge red flag.
Yeah. So I'm kind of so it's funny because I'm not gonna go through your phone, but I would be totally lying to you if I said I didn't give it like a glance. So let's say he's on his phone, he's just like texting, he's with me, and I'm like, what's why he keep texting? I
I've
might give it,
glanced.
I might like,
I've
I
glanced.
might
I
do a
can't I can't
little,
lie.
I'm just being honest. Like I'm
I
probably gonna
I've
be like,
glanced too. Or when the message pops up and I see the name, I'm
yeah.
definitely like, "Mm." Don't know that person.
Or because I'm super transparent and I believe in just speaking my mind,
Yes, you do.
sometimes too much, I'd be like, "Who's that? Like, why? Who? What's up? Like,
Yeah.
you need to make a call. You need to step away. Like, you got like 5, 7, 10 pings in the last 2 minutes. You good?
Yeah.
Like, I might
Yeah.
just straight call you out. I'm a whole hot mess.
I know, but I feel you, and you'll get along better that way. Like when
Yeah,
it's
what's that?
transparent, like you're not letting it linger. You're just going head on, and I like that. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Okay. All right.
I
Cool.
like that.
So, okay. So the next question, I just love since we're on this whole topic.
Hilarious.
I know this is great. And our listeners always love when we're talking about anything about relationships. People, it just get people's, I don't know, blood pumping through their veins.
This is funny.
But okay, so this is great because like I'm in this dating phase right now
Yep.
where I'm
Yep.
dating, I'm trying to find my person's trying to find me, whoever, whatever. Is there, because this was like a really good topic that I was talking to a few of my friends about, male and female. Is there a so you remember this question, you probably have been asked this question a gazillion times by other friends. Is there a waiting period before you're intimate with this person? Is there a certain thing? Because didn't Steve Harvey write some book and he said
He
something about
did.
waiting
Think
for
like a man.
yeah,
Is it
like
think like a
yeah, it was
man?
that movie. He said, wait, I think until after 90 days or something. 90
Mm.
days is a long I'm sorry.
It
It's
is.
a long time.
It
I
is. It
hope
is.
I hope people don't be like DMing me like,
I was tipping the
you
scales,
lose,
tipping
mama.
the
I mean, wow,
scales.
90 days is nothing. I just feel like 90 days is a
um,
very long time, like a lifetime, especially if you talk all the time on the phone and you're dating and you've been on like 10,
see,
15 dates. Like,
when I was young, now when I was younger, I felt like waiting was the thing,
yeah, me too.
obviously,
We, of
because I'm
course.
like, I don't want to get pregnant. Like,
I was just
I want
like
to make sure he's the
it's the
one. You just had
appropriate
a
thing to do as a lady. Like,
yeah, and you
I'm
had
gonna
this
wait a
fairy
whole
tale
3, 6
vision
months. Yeah,
of like what it was supposed to be, and every
yes.
time your heart was broken, and you were like, if you was gonna do that, like, what we wait? You know what I mean? So when I was younger, I would say waiting was a thing. As you get older, I just feel like you got to do what feels right because
Yes, me
time is
too.
ticking. Time is ticking.
So
I feel
no,
like you gotta enjoy it while all the stuff works and
yeah,
why it looks the way it looks. You know what I mean?
right.
Like,
Why it's still okay, semi
because you might
together.
wait until the end and it don't look right.
Don't look right. So no, I asked this because here's the thing that
What?
we have to be honest about. You don't want to come across as what I call is like a loose booty, like, oh wow, she just give it up so quick. Like this chick is a firecracker. She's a loose booty. So I don't ever want to come across as a loose booty. But at the same time, don't laugh at me. At the same time, we all have needs. And
Yes,
and if we're vibing and
absolutely.
the energy is fantastic, I don't think there's a certain rule that I must wait. Now, here's
No,
the
I think
only
there's a vibe though. It's a vibe rule.
oh yeah,
It's a
and
vibe rule.
listen, you
The
can't
vibe
fake
rule
you
could take
can't
a couple dates. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And listen, you can't fake chemistry.
No.
So if the chemistry is like fuego,
Yeah.
then listen, it's hard to fight chemistry. It's hard to be like, please stop. Please, let's think about this. Like,
Like, oh my
it's
God,
only been
like I am so
it's
no.
only been 35 days. Sorry.
Although, like I would say there is a time when you do wait only because you're like not sure if you want to go all the way. It just depends on the
Yes.
vibe, right? Like if
Yeah.
you have a crazy vibe in terms of like your sexual chemistry,
Mm.
I understand. I understand, sorry, going faster.
Yeah.
But I think has to be a lot of communication in between. Like, let me let you know this right now. Like this is the boundaries, these are standards. Like that way I can at least say I said it. And then like if it's going slower, I just need to know like, we're going slow because I don't know, you're not giving me enough. Maybe I don't know
Mhm.
you enough. Like I need to know. Yeah, I need to know
Yes.
your life story a little bit. Like we gotta be a little bit,
Right.
like I need to know a little bit more before we just go there. But yeah.
So, okay, so few things. And I just had an epiphany literally today that don't let me forget to
Okay.
tell you about that. But
Okay.
I just want to go back. So the only thing though with that is once you cross the line of giving yourself to someone that you've now being
Yeah.
intimate,
Go
I
ahead. Go
do
there. Go there.
I do think things change a little bit. I don't know
It's
why. Like
they get like
more serious.
routine or regular or,
Yeah.
like breathing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I
you
just feel
yeah.
like now there's like an awareness. Like
Yeah.
now, like think about like all my because I went to Christian Academy as a kid. Think about the story of like Adam and Eve, like, oh, they were naked, and then now, oh my goodness, I see myself. I know I'm naked. Like it's just like
Mhm.
this certain awareness that
Yeah.
you have that once you have like you've been intimate. Now, some people just don't care. They could be intimate with you, and then like it's someone else, and it's just no connection. I am totally
Mhm. Going
different.
around snatching souls. Nah, I ain't with
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Soul
there's
tying.
definitely a
Soul
connect.
tying with a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's not me. It
Yeah, it's
just
not
can't
me either.
just can't never be me. But I do have some level of connectivity
Yeah.
with that person.
Right.
But let me tell you about my
Yeah, tell me about your epiphany.
so
Oh, tea.
I know, poor too.
Go
What's wrong?
ahead.
Poor mama. So I was thinking today, like real facts, because people I sometimes I'm just getting so much better of being more open
Mhm.
and kind of
I would agree.
and removing those layers that I had before, like just not being um just being
Rigid.
yeah, just being very structured. So now
Right.
I don't know if it's I'm getting too like relaxed, but but let me tell you what I was thinking about today.
Okay.
So I'm at work today
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, let me just run. I ran downstairs to get me a Greek salad, love Greek salad. So I ran downstairs to get me a Greek salad. And as I was walking down the stairs, I'm like, I don't know, like, because before, like, I'm just gonna be 100%. Like we talk about being vulnerable. Thanks, Raven, for saying that a while ago, because oh, girl's being very vulnerable now.
I know, right?
But I was thinking, like, before I would my hands down rule, even up until yesterday when I was having a conversation with someone who was asking me about it, I felt that in order for me to be intimate with someone that I need, and this was just maybe I was just being too old school. I don't know. But I'm curious to hear what you have to say. I felt as if we're crossing the line, now we're intimate. I only want to be like I want some type of commitment that
Oh, yeah.
you're
I'm
only
with
gonna
you.
be intimate with me.
Call
That's
me
it.
crazy,
I don't
call
know.
me whatever, but yes, I'm with you.
But that we need to be in a monogamous
Period.
relationship if I'm gonna be sharing myself with you.
But that's why I was saying there needs to be a lot of communication
Yeah.
in this process.
But
True,
so
because
that's how I normally felt up until even yesterday. I just told this person, like, yeah, well, look, no, that's not me. I'm not that girl. You want to be intimate with me. It's just me. And we need to be in a monogamous relationship. But today, when I was walking down the steps to get my salad, I felt, I'm like, who cares? Like, if we're just
yeah.
vibing and we're friends, we're having a good time, that do I need to be like, oh, I need to be your person. I need to be in a monogamous relationship. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
See, I see, and I'm
Uh,
glad you had an epiphany. That's awesome, and I'm glad you're doing your thing.
I'm just
But for
thinking. It was
me,
just in my head. I have not acted upon that, but like I told
you
you,
give them a mile. I mean, you give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile. So I don't know. Maybe it's something that I'll keep up here,
mhm.
but I don't know. I feel like I only want you to be with me,
Of course, that's how you
right?
feel. And then here's the
So I'm
thing:
not gonna be
the
like,
more you're with
well,
someone, the more those feelings start to develop and grow.
right. And
So,
sometimes it's opposite. Sometimes they're like, nah, now you mine. So if they say that, then I'm cool.
but yeah, so that's yeah, yep.
Or there's just communication, right? Like we're adults, we're older, so like
Sure,
we
sure.
can communicate.
But here's what I'm thinking now.
Okay, what
And
if they say, yeah, so you're not the only one? You just
well,
be like, oh, it's cool.
now,
Nah, you're not.
so the last guy that I dated, and you know, we were kicking it. We were having he's, you know, we said we want to be in a monogamous relationship, but prior to that, before we were intimate, I asked him. I said, "So, are you seeing anyone right now?" He was honest. He was like, "Actually, I'm seeing a couple people right now." I said,
Mm,
"Oh, as
mm,
if you are sleeping with a couple people right now?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm sleeping with like two people."
mm.
I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm definitely not going to
Yeah,
be a
that's
third.
what I'm saying.
Like,
I'm not about to, yeah, like, nah.
I'm
Like,
not
thank you
about
for
that.
being honest. Appreciate you.
I'm not."
Deuces. Like,
I'm not
no.
about that life. And I was very specific. I said, look, if you want to, if we eventually continue to see each other and we are liking what we see on both sides, then when you get
We
to
need to.
me, I'm not gonna be like a third person on your list. Like I'm not gonna be in your rotation. Like hell no. Like,
But thanks for being
but
honest. Like,
thank you.
I
Appreciate that.
literally, like, ugh, oh my God, I ended one of the best relationships because the person was honest. And I just told him, like,
Mm,
yes, thank you. Thank you
yeah,
for that. We're still cool. I won't say we're friends, but we cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate him or anything like that. He was like, you know what? I just can't be faithful. And I said, you know what? You deserve not to be faithful. And
yeah,
we gonna be cool. We're gonna be real cool. So to me, I feel like you're like this too. We're not getting in any intimate relationships to for it
yeah,
to be like short term,
yeah. I'm a definitely relationship type of
right?
girl, but that's why I'm just being like, this is what, when I said I had this epiphany, because that's how I've always been. That
Yeah.
that I've been that structured, that, and just that's just where my expectations, that one, if we decide to go down that route, then it's just you and I, and
Yeah.
that's it. And then I want some type of commitment. Like I'm not saying like marry me. I'm just saying that we need to be in a monogamous
You need,
relationship.
yeah, like focus.
Right. But
Focus
now,
in. Focus in.
yeah, but
Focus on all this.
Y
Focus. Like I need you
yes, yes. But
here.
now, but as I was thinking through all of that, is like, is that what I truly want to do moving forward? Like, is there a night of fun
Mm.
and you move on because everyone has
Yeah,
needs?
now moving, yes. Yes.
Or do I still continue down that path? Because again, like I said, when I love hard. So if we're being with each other, like it's gonna continue to grow and evolve. Like, do I keep having these same expectations that it needs to be a relationship, or should I just have fun
I
one day,
I
live
think you
life?
have fun. I think you go with the flow, but at the same time, you need to be like, okay, so it's the third time. Like, what we doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you had a couple of tries. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like
Oh, you're saying
now,
it
and it's
because of
hard for me to. I'm trying to
quantity?
project
So
as
if
if
it's
I
like a
was
one
single.
and
So
done, you're
it's
like,
like,
"Okay, cool, we had fun, moving on, we're grown-ups." But you're saying if it's something continuous and now
yeah,
it's
but
like
it, yeah,
3 or
exactly.
4, you're
Like,
like, "Where are we going here?" Pretty much.
yeah, like my thing is like, obviously, I've done the dating thing before I was engaged.
Yeah.
And the dating thing, there was a lot of that.
It's
Like,
rough
man,
though.
but
Yeah.
there was a lot of like, I don't know, like, okay, we seen each other, but I don't know, we don't want to have that serious talk. It was just like a bunch of like double dutch, like back and forth where I didn't know.
Mhm.
So now that I am engaged, I'm like, no, like when it's it. Like it's like that person chose me, I chose them, and we've been serious about each other and like communicating openly, like here, like I just want to be with you. Yeah, good. I want to be with you. Like
Yeah.
there's just no guessing involved. It literally was like the easiest thing
It
to
was like
do.
seamless, what
You
you're
know what I'm
saying.
saying? So I
Yeah.
felt like I didn't need to question him about that. Like we were intimate and it was like we just knew we were each other's. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I felt like don't be so rigid, but at the same time, like
Yeah.
it should be
I
seamless.
The funny thing is, and it's probably because of who I am, it's like I'm extremely attentive,
Yeah.
and I like my
You go
guys.
wifey style. You
Yeah.
go wifey style. Yeah. You
I'm extremely attentive. So I have never met a guy who I'm like in a like starting off whatever with that says like just let's just be like let's just chill. Like everyone is like, can we? I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a monogamous relationship like real quick. And I think it's because of how I'm very attentive and how I make you feel. Like you feel like, oh wow, I can get this forever. Like so I had another
yeah.
date with the gentleman that I went with on a date, second date, but
Hey,
yeah, we just
second
gonna hang
date
out.
vibes.
We're we're just gonna hang out and chill. But I said, you know what? We were supposed to go to breakfast. And when he came over to pick me up, I surprised him and I made breakfast. So
Oh,
he doesn't eat
that's
meat. So I
so
made like
nice.
a smorgasbord of stuff. I made my famous banana pancakes.
Mm.
I made home fries. I
Ooh.
made my awesome grits that because he loves them. I made that. I had a little fruit tray. Like I just did it all up. And I think he was
Tea.
very surprised and he was shocked.
And that's painting a picture. Like I can literally see it like bomb pink. Like I could just see it
Oh,
and
those
wow.
listen, my banana pancakes are stunning. And he was
That's
just
crazy.
smiling ear to ear. And
Man,
he's
that's
like,
so
oh, he was like, I think he was like, I want to be in a
I think I'm
relationship.
in love.
I want to be in a relationship.
I think I'm
Yes, yes, I do, T. Yes, yes, I want to be in a monogamous relationship. Yes, I choose you. Yes.
so I get, okay, so I see why you're saying what you're saying. It's like,
Mhm.
wow, like, okay, second date, I made breakfast. It's going
Yeah,
really
it was like a
well.
surprise. I was
Like,
just like, let me, because he's
you
like,
want to do
oh,
something?
yeah, he's like, oh,
Yeah.
let's come pick me up. Let's figure out where we're going. And I was like, actually, don't come up. He probably was like, what's happening up there? No, it ain't happening like that, bro. That's not what's going down. But
Yeah.
I did make like a whole smorgasbord, like it's just
Yeah.
a
So
nice
I
little
could
breakfast.
see,
Yeah.
I could see why that's a thought in your head, a question in your head. It's like,
I think he was like,
because you do really nice things that could be
yeah,
translated into relationship type, gestures.
yeah.
So if
Just who
someone
I
is
am. I can't
looking,
help. Like, I'm a pleaser. So I
you're an
like to,
attentive person.
very attentive. I like to please whoever I'm with. And I love making people feel special. So
Yeah,
it
me
was my
too.
way of making them feel special.
Yeah, and I love that. I think that's so dope. I think that's really dope, and I know that that person valued that. So
Mhm.
I'll say all that to say, I get why you're in that why you had that epiphany, because you had a lot going through your mind,
Yeah, I'm
right?
like,
Like, I mean, you're
I'm
like,
like,
okay,
am
make
I too
breakfast.
strict? Am I too
He's so
rigid? I'm like,
excited, like,
yeah,
but we're not relationship stuff yet. Like,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
makes sense. I
Okay.
see, and I think it's fluid. I think, like you said, if the vibe is right,
Yeah,
just don't be so prescriptive. Why not
yeah.
just,
Have a little bit of
communicate,
flexibility. Yeah.
communicate,
Yeah. Okay. So
communicate.
recap for number three is is there a certain time limit on when you should be intimate when you're dating? And the answer is absolutely not. It depends on your flow, the vibe, the connectivity that you have with that person, and you're two consenting adults. So you do whatever works for
Mhm,
you and what makes you happy. Yeah.
mhm. I
Okay.
agree.
All right.
I'm
So
with that.
listen, we guys we hope that you guys enjoyed our episode, and I know we always get I know both Shay and I get hit up all the time, like we it's a hot topic when we talk about relationships, but if there are some other topics that are of interest to you, please hit us up on the gram. I'm Tyneeha L Rivers, and Shay, which one of your pages do you want them to hit you up on?
Overtime Shea is my main page where I share inspiration in some parts of my life.
Awesome. And at Tipping the Scales as well.
Tipping the Scales podcast is our group page.
Yeah.
So hit
Okay.
us up there, leave a comment, let us know.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Come back
And follow us wherever you get your podcast.
and come back for more. See ya.
See ya.